Like in South Africa, my race is called colored, and it's a very stressful term to use in America because I know it's a derogatory term.
Right.
But I mean, that's what we are called
Right.
in South Africa. Right. Yeah.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we, yeah. Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
Tyla barely sold freaking 4,000 copies in her first week for her new EP because of the disrespect she displayed towards Black American people. To everyone in the diaspora that keeps disrespecting Black Americans, what have we learned from this? What have we learned from this? I'll tell you. Nothing moves and nothing shakes without Black Americans. This is coming from a Haitian American man. Nothing moves or shakes without Black Americans. Nothing. How you go from having one of the best songs of the decade and Water, and you got an EP that came out and only sold 4,000 first week, and you got financial backing and all that. Please.
If Tyler wanted to use the word colored, that's good on her. Black Americans are just not going to engage with it. I have people telling me, oh, you need to educate yourself about being colored. No, you're not going to Jim Crow my black ass. She could take her ass back to South Africa where they got that apartheid going on. Go back there. It's okay. Take your colonized ass back there and let them call you colored. I will never take advice from a South African. Understand this. When more people realize that Black Americans, we accept a lot of people in American music because we love to see other Black people do good, even if they are not from this country. But the moment that you try to be funny in our face and play identity politics, we still have the key to the gate. We still have the key to the gate. We still own the keys. She tried to play identity politics. The people around her tried to play identity politics, and they lost the game. I'm sorry to tell you. People talking about something, we need to educate ourselves about being called colored. Understand, you must not understand how America works, because the moment that Black Americans open up that door to be called colored, guess what's coming behind there? Because you give them an inch here, they will take a mile. You're not going to Jim Crow us. No. This is why they did try to call people colored and blacks. They wanted to take the human aspect out of it. So being called people of color and Black people is a very different thing. Now, if you don't stand on those values, that's okay, but we're just not going to consume your music. You do not have the privilege of having us be your fan base. It's okay. And trust me, when Black Americans don't listen to it, nobody's going to listen to it. We are the trendsetters. They just steal the trends.
Tyler's new album flopped. And I like Tyler personally. I think what Tyler doesn't understand is America is a very diverse country. Like, we have people from all kinds of countries and nationalities. So we've seen your type. When you said you are colored and you're not Black, we know you were trying to say that you're closer to white than you are to Black and that you are better than us. When we tried to say that we won, you were like, no, I'm not like you people. We smell your bullshit from a mile away. So when your album flopped in America, why you think that was? What Americans don't know you. They don't listen to your music. It's us. We invited you to the barbecue, to the cookout, and you said, fuck you all. I'm not coming because I'm not like y'all.
Did TYLA'S comment about her racial identity disrespect Black Americans? Or could that be the reason as to why her new EP flopped? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So today we are breaking down what TYLA'S rise, her controversial identity statement, the backlash that he's actually facing from Black Americans, and as to why her new EP actually flopped and Black Americans are calling her out. And guys, they are saying that we are not boycotting TYLA. She made it clear that we are not her target market, and we're just, minding our business and supporting those people that, that support us and respect us and put respect to the Black Americans. Yeah. So Black Americans are simply telling her that she made it clear that they are not her target market, and she don't want to be associated with them. But when it comes to the black dollars, she needs that support, and black Americans are like, no, we ain't doing this anymore. We're not letting people just walk on our backs anymore. We are tired of it. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Gracie D. So I want us just to dive right ahead to today's episode, and we'll come back with more commentary. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. If you're a black American watching these, what's your take on these? Are you silently boycotting Tyla, or are you supporting her? Do you think what she said was okay, or if not, let us know down on the comment section.
This South African girl gonna get in my comments talking about we just mad because we didn't create Tyla. Girl, we created Beyonce and Michael Jackson, bitch. You think we give a fuck about some Tyla? Be fucking for real.
The real reason black Americans are not fucking with Tyla is because when she came on The Breakfast Club, a notorious black radio platform, they asked her a very serious question. What's this discourse around you being colored? That was her opportunity to speak. We wanted her to clear that up and just explain herself. Nobody is asking you to be black. We're asking you to explain yourself because you are in the public eye. And instead of that, she was very nasty. She turned around. She was like looking at her publicist, and her publicist is like, no, you can't say that. So why you came to an interview if you didn't want to tell us about yourself? That's where the disconnect comes in. Dear South Africans, you are right. Tyla does not have to explain a goddamn thing to black Americans. But guess what? Black Americans do not have to support her. End of case.
Trevor Noah said that there was no cooler black than American black. That's what he said out of his own mouth. You don't remember that? Hold on, let me show you.
I was that black. Not just any black, but the coolest black in the world, and that's American black. I mean it. I've seen every kind of black, from light black all the way to like navy blue black. I know black. And there's no cooler black than American black. Nothing cooler, you know? Because American black people, I mean, you just look at how much they've done to influence modern day pop culture, you know? Small things and the big alike. You look at the music. You've got, you know, jazz, hip hop, R&B, all black Americans, style of clothing, you know, just this general swag that they've brought to everything.
I think Tyler should take notes. I just saw Black Bread talking about the Tyler situation and how he doesn't understand what black Americans are talking about. And I can totally see why the diaspora does not get black Americans. They don't understand us. And it's because you denied that we had culture for so long that now that we're on code and now that we're asserting our culture and delineating, you don't see, you can't understand what we're doing. It's so foreign to you because you denied that it even existed for years. So now that you can see it and we're clearly showing you our culture, which I'm using the definition of culture as a way of doing things. You don't have to talk about it. You just do it because that's your culture to do. And in this instance, black Americans are ignoring Tyla because we feel disrespected by her. You don't have to understand why we feel disrespected by her. We've explained it several times. I've seen lots of videos of black Americans explaining that they felt disrespected by her on The Breakfast Club. They felt disrespected by her for handing our black mermaid, our black beautiful princess, her award, saying it was too heavy for her. She just couldn't hold it. We felt disrespected. We feel disrespected by her. So we don't rock with her. And that's our prerogative. But you don't get it. The black Brit, he said that we were performing American exceptionalism, which I've always known American exceptionalism to be the idea, the arrogant idea that America runs the world. And that's not what we're doing. Black American exceptionalism is separate from American exceptionalism. Black Americans are not asserting that we run the world. We're just saying that if you come to America, this is how we do things. And when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You have to do how we do in America if you come here. We're not trying to be American exceptionalists in the way of asserting how she does things in South Africa. Do in Africa the way Africans do. But when you come to America, you got to do it the way we do. Like, what is the problem here? Y'all still disrespecting us. Y'all still acting as if we don't get to call the shots in our own damn country. Like, seriously, you think that we don't run the culture here when it's apparent that Black Americans run the culture. The number one cultural export is Black American culture for America. It's obvious. It's apparent. Even in my comments, when people were talking about Tyla, they compared her to Black American icons. Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Tina Turner. They compared her to Black Americans. We don't even know what South African do we know. Trevor Noah. That's about it. Like, Nelson Mandela. Like, I mean, seriously, we don't know y'all like that. Y'all know us though.
Y'all are missing the point. You're missing the point. Like, this is the last video I'm gonna make about this shit, okay? In South Africa, the term they use for mixed race is colored. In America, where Tyla is currently trying to market herself, she just performed at the BET Awards. She was just on the Breakfast Club, okay? They're not marketing her as a strictly South African artist. They're trying to market her as pop. So, trying to market her to Americans, but using terms that are offensive to Americans doesn't make sense. Why die on this hill? Why not compromise? Why go so hard to prove you are not like us, but you also want to be a part of the culture? This is like me, an American artist, wanting to get into Afrobeats, right? And then going over to Africa to market myself and using terms that may be offensive to them. Does that make sense? Like, if in Africa, referring to yourself as orange is offensive, then I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that out of respect, period. But from a marketing standpoint, just out of being smart, I'm not gonna offend the same people I'm trying to get to buy into my brand. What's not clicking? Be clear, Black's not even a race. It's a slang term that we use to refer to people of African descent. Is Tyla not of African descent? Oh, at the end of the day, we are all from the motherland. We are all African. We are all related. We cousins and brothers and sisters. So to die on this hill, trying to prove that you are so different, but going on the Breakfast Club, going on Kai Cenat, performing at the BET Awards, making pop music, trying to market yourself to the masses, not just South Africa. This doesn't make sense to me. It's a weird hill to die on, and it feels like they're trying their hardest to make sure y'all know that she ain't like us, but she like us, if that makes sense.
This video is for Jamal Berkman. You know, the UK-based creator Jamal Berkman. If you're not him, you can scroll on about your day or stay. I really don't give a damn. But you don't have to tag him or send him this video because I tagged him in the comment section. Hi, Jamal. How are you, honey? I seen your video where you expressed your confusion, confuzzle, complexion over why a Black American might feel disrespected. That Tyla made a global declaration distinguishing herself as not Black, but colored, effectively othering herself. And then she hopped her happy colored ass on a flight for hours, might I add, to come market herself to us Blacks on one of the #1 nationally syndicated Black platforms, that is the Breakfast Club, and shirked her responsibility to comment on why she felt compelled to distinguish herself as colored. Not Black though, but colored. I will tell you why she did that and why we noticed immediately, because in her country, there's a difference. You see, there's a certain privilege that comes with ambiguity, which is why they named it colored. You see, you're exotic enough to be wanted and sought after, sexy even, to the whites or Afrikaners if you are colored and not Black. And if you're not Black, there's certain hardships that you just won't face because you're colored and not Black. And she doesn't even realize that she was conditioned to make that distinction just so that people understood. No. I'm not Black. You see, you might have missed that dog whistle because you kind of benefit from the same ambiguity, honey. You see, you made sure you let us know that your mother was Jamaican, not black. But you didn't quite let us know what your dad was. We all know why. You got the light skin and the curly hair, so you even benefit from not being black in the UK. So you might have missed it. Or your ears are just not fine-tuned to pick up on those dog whistles like we are, the blacks here in America, because we've been seeing it, hearing it, feeling it, those microaggressions for years, millennia even. So we understand the difference. And you know what? It's not your fault. You just don't go here. You're not from here. So yes, you're going to be confused. There's certain things that you will never understand because you have never had to live here. Things are different here. This is not the UK. This is America. And I'm only addressing you because your confusion felt somewhat genuine. And I say somewhat because your comment section is full of, dare I say, foreigners who are taking this very opportunity to bash Black Americans, calling us uneducated, uncultured, not well-traveled. And as someone who is educated, well-traveled, and cultured, I thought I would be the perfect person to bring it to you. So the next time you're confused about an American topic, just remember, it's okay for you to feel confused by the homework when you weren't in class. You don't go here. You're not like us. Oh, and we're not buying what she's selling because when you can't be associated with the likes of the blacks, you probably shouldn't ask them for money.
I'm sure, guys, that most of you got to know Tyla at the same time that I actually got to know her, and that was when the single hit song Water went viral on TikTok and different social media platforms, and people are actually doing TikTok challenges on that. Even on Instagram, you'll see people even posting it on their WhatsApp status. She even went on ahead and won a Grammy and became one of the hottest names in Afrobeats and Amapiano, though she actually clarified that she doesn't do Afrobeats. She does Amapiano. And other people are like, no, you do pop. You know, people have different things to say about her music and what she does. But with fame, also remember, comes scrutiny. The same Black Americans that actually really helped her quickly to get famous and pushed her career forward quickly turned against her after an old video resurfaced from TikTok, a video that she herself actually posted for an interview that she had. I think that was in South Africa. And in this resurfaced video that you've seen on TikTok from 2020, she described herself as a colored South African. And that is where the backlash or the cultural clash started. In South Africa, colored is official identity label that describes people of mixed heritage. It's not a slur, it's recognized and widely used, but we'll come back to that because I also have a problem with these colored people in South Africa. Not all, but the way the society has actually put it out there. And doing this video, it has actually reminded me of a video that I had done about the Miss South Africa 2024 and whatever happened, and how South Africa were actually coming for this black girl from Nigeria. It actually really made me feel sad seeing how South Africans, even the black South Africans, can treat someone of their own color just because, I don't know, I don't even get to understand the society in South Africa. In as much as they were saying that these girls stole someone else's identity, there is a lot that happened at that time that I didn't like, and I didn't like how the society has been formed in South Africa when it comes to white or white Afrikaners, the fact that they have a whites-only neighborhood already in South Africa, and you know, they have colored South Africa and they have black South Africa. Like, honestly, that does not sit well with me. I understand and I get it. There's nothing wrong with being colored. There's nothing wrong with being white, but I wish all South African citizens were treated the same. Anyway, back to the topic. When you come to the US, the word colored is deeply offensive. And when you are like an artist and trying to sell yourself or your music or whatever you're doing in America. You have to respect the culture. You have to be very careful what you put out there, what you post on social media, because you cannot tell me that you want a Black American to come to South Africa and disrespect your culture. No, there is no person that wants someone else from a foreign country to come to your country or try to do something in your country, business in your country, to, you know, travel and explore your country and disrespect the culture. No, it doesn't work like that. So for those who don't know why or where this backlash is coming from, you have to understand that colored is tied to segregation, Jim Crow, and the dehumanization of Black Americans. So when Black Americans heard Tyla say it, many took it as a denial of blackness. We've seen even so many people doing it. Like you see Black Dominicans say, I know Black, I Dominican. You know, there is a lot of people, so many people from different parts of the world that actually deny their Blackness, which it's fine. And people saying that, you know, Black Americans like, you know, to say or tell someone who is Black and who is not Black, but in the eyes of our oppressors, they all see us the same. Either you have a lighter shade, either you have less melanin than the common Black person, or you're just like me or any other, you know, Black person from any other part of the world. They all see us the same. There is no difference. So this actually felt like an insult to the Black American identity. And they wouldn't have a problem with it if you were not trying actually to get into the American market when it comes to music. You know, there would not have been any issue. And, you know, the reason as to why this happened is people like now started calling her out to try distancing herself from Blackness while still profiting from Black American audience and culture. You know, some fans said they could no longer support her music because of the disrespect. And I think this is actually what has been happening. So the new EP came out, and it's the WWP, We Wanna Party. The number came in and the results were underwhelming. And, you know, people are like, now after this is when people actually like now created videos telling her, we told you. And Black Americans have been silently boycotting Tyla. It's not like they called for a boycott. No one like said like, you know what, you know, we've seen other boycotts happening like Target, we've seen Amazon being boycotted. There is a lot of boycotts that have been taking place in the United States of America, but no one ever called for TYLA'S boycott. They just silently did it individually. Like there is not any person that came and said, you know what, we have to boycott Tyla. And this actually tells you that there was no influence to boycott Tyla. It's just that people felt really disrespected, and that's why they were like, you know what, I don't want anything to do with her. So the new EP in the US, it just sold 3,700 units first week. It didn't even chart on the Billboard 200. The only major chart appearance was hashtag number 11 on the Billboard World Albums chart. And you have to understand that this isn't just about Tyla. This is about how identity means different things in different countries. And you as a global artist have to be careful with your words or whatever you put out there, especially when you're trying to sell yourself globally, because there is also something that you can say as an American artist who is trying to sell yourself in South Africa, and South Africa will be like, no, you know what, we ain't doing this, we're not supporting you. And this is exactly what is happening to Tyla. So one thing I don't like about Colored, and I said that I'll come back to this, is that I went through the history of apartheid and the classification of colored. Like the apartheid government divided people into four main groups: white, black, colored, and Indian or Asian descent. Colored people are given slightly more privileges than black Africans, e.g. they were getting better schools, I think, which they still do in South Africa, better housing and limited political representations. So colored people were given slightly more privileges than black Africans, e.g. better schools, housing, and other more privileges that they were actually getting. You get to understand that the modern day usage of black in South Africa today often includes all people who have historically oppressed under apartheid, black, colored, and Indian, especially in political and economic empowerment progress. And you know, when she came and said that she's colored, but in the modern day usage of how time is going, and every time you have to keep up with how times are going, I just feel like it's just right for her to identify herself as a black person. If you know she wants, like, you cannot be in between, especially when you're trying to sell yourself to the black American market. And you also get to understand that inequality in South Africa, when it comes to black South Africans, still they face the deepest poverty overall due to apartheid's long-term effects on land ownership, education, and wealth. But when it comes to colored South Africans. But I also saw a comment that said most people, like colored people in South Africa, they treat black South African differently, or they feel some kind of way of, you know, special or something of the sort. So, and you find that most of them may feel like that because they are in the middle position. Yes, they're less wealthy than the Afrikaners or the white South Africans, but you find that in areas like Cape Town, they may be better, or they are made better off than many black Africans. And there is a lot more history to South Africa and what has been going on and what is still happening today in South Africa. So when South Africa came out defending Tyler, I'm like, yeah, for them it's fine, we are okay with that, you want to defend her. But then it also reminded me of those people from South Africa that still call out these colored people that treat black South Africans differently. And it reminded me of that time of that Miss World 2024, like, I wasn't happy about it. And when I did this video, so many South Africans were actually coming at me, and I'm like, we all should be standing together, because that time it was you know, this girl who is from who is of Nigerian descent, and they say that she stole someone's identity, and they removed her, and they were okay to support a Caucasian woman, which I don't have a problem with that. But it's the way that actually the black South Africans were actually coming for this lady from Nigeria that didn't make me happy at all. You could have just seen it and kept quiet, but you creating videos and trolling her on social media really made me feel bad, because I expect that black people should always be together no matter what. We should always be supporting each other, as long as you're not unaliving someone or you're not taking anyone's rights and all that. But you're okay to support someone of another race than your own people just because that's how your country is. To me, honestly, still today, it does not make sense to me why South Africa is like it is. I don't know what you all think. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. And on this video, I still know there's some South Africans that are gonna come at me on the comment section. But well and good. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.